part of the presentation, I will talk about the main characteristics of newspapers, the costs involved during the production and distribution of newspapers, audience reach of newspapers, and I will mention some of the main advantages and disadvantages of using newspaper for advertising. Now let's begin by the channel's characteristics. Newspapers have two forms. One is printed version and the other one is online version. In the printed version, we have paid newspaper which are distributed nationally, such as the Guardian, the Times. They are distributed daily, but some others are distributed once a week, such as the Sunday Times. Then we have regional and local newspapers which are also distributed in a weekly and daily basis. Then we have free newspapers such as Metro, which is available in certain parts in the UK. Free newspapers are distributed on weekdays, generally on many public transport services, but also at other outlets such as cafes, workplaces and bus stops. Secondly, in the online version, we have news websites such as BBC and The Guardian, and we also have user-created news which can be blogs and citizen journalism. Now let's move on to the cost of newspapers. The cost involved to advertising in newspaper can vary. Advertising in local newspaper costs around £250 for a quarter page, but the cost varies with the ad size. On the other hand, if you want to advertise in a national newspaper, you have to be conscious that it is very expensive. The Daily Mail charge over 30 grand for a full color page ad, but this price can vary largely, as the cost depends on the ad size and the section of the newspaper. However, sources says that newspaper design is not costly. Many designers charge less than £100, but it's always good to pay more, as the more it costs, the better is the quality. However, you should also think that you might be paying to send your message to a lot of people who will probably never be in the market to buy from you. An example is an advertisement in a newspaper may cost £5,000 and reach 100,000 readers, costing 5p per reader. However, you may only generate 50 leads, meaning the cost per lead is £100. In such instance, it's important to pay attention that if a business is specific to a particular section, run your ad in that area of newspaper or in that type of newspaper. For example, if you have a product related to sports, make sure your ad appears in the paper's sports section or in a sport newspaper. Overall, advertising in newspaper is less expensive than TV, magazines and some other medium. Also, the lead times is shorter than others. Magazines, the similar type of medium, have a long lead time. So with a newspaper, you can also respond to market conditions so quickly. The ad you decide to run today can be in your customer's hand in 1 or 2 days, which is one of the fastest way to advertise your fresh ideas. Now let's have a look at the audience reach. It is essential to understand the target audience of newspapers. The target audience depends on the section of the paper. The funniest would be children, so when you want to run an ad for children, add an ad on the section. Sports would be men, the economical section would be adults in general, fashion and beauty would be for women, and etc. So marketers should also think about in which paper they should advertise. The London Lifestyle newspaper is successful in this kind, as they have understood that people spend more money at the weekends than other days of the week. They offer 32 pages every week detailing both the major leisure activities and intricate pleasures that the weekend offers in the UK's busiest city. They sell 20,000 copies outside railway station, coffees and shops, which is about shopping, cinema, sports and getting out and about. as well as they have printed version, they can combine your ad online too. So it is a good idea to approach this type of newspaper for advertising. Also, you have to think about the location when advertising. The effective use of newspapers are that are available in the market is important to see the results of your advertising. For example, if your business is located in a small town, advertising in the local community paper makes sense. That way, you can attract the local who would most likely frequent your store. Therefore, local newspapers are suitable for local businesses and it targets local audiences. On the other hand, if you want to target people nationwide with some food products using national newspaper such as The Guardian, which can reach to 2 million people, is appropriate. For the audience of online version, let's see the audience of Telegraph. They consider their audience are affluent. Yeah man, stop it. How many minutes is it? How many minutes? It's only 4 minutes. Okay. Now we will look at the main advantages and disadvantages of newspapers. Now that we have an understanding of the